Hey everyone, welcome to Greenlight. So today we're talking about Blu-ray Tuesday movies, and we're going to be talking about their special features. Also, how they help you as a filmmaker so you can go and purchase and make an informed decision. So let's get started right now. Let's get going. We got a bunch of them to go through. We got Space Jam. We even have classic Hollywood horror monsters and stuff like that. Talk about Universal monsters. Wow, it looks like coming in and out. All right, so let's get started right now. All right. So, first thing we're going to be talking about today is obviously Space Jam. We're going to be talking about all the releases that are out today, as well as from Blu-ray to the 4K and all the different kinds of releases that are out, as well as the special features. And we're going to be doing that with all the Blu-rays and everything like that. We also talk about filmmaking stuff too, so go ahead and hit the notification bell right now. Make sure you know all about all the videos that I'm doing here, and make sure that you know when I'm doing all these videos and when they come out, because I'm doing filmmaking videos, unboxing videos for Blu-rays as well. And then when it comes to the Blu-rays, I'm not doing movie code giveaways anymore. So the movie code giveaways will be when I hit 500 subscribers. I'll do a batch movie code giveaway, and then when I hit another 500 on top of that, obviously when I hit the 1,000, I'll do another giveaway, and I think if we go with every 500, I'll do a batch giveaway of movies here. So with all that being said, let's get going. Again, we do a lot of filmmaking stuff here too, talking about like Blender as well, like VFX stuff. So that's kind of what I was trying to get out. So let's get started on our first Blu-ray today. So like I said, the first thing you need to do is make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and make sure you already have that already clicked, so you know all about these videos that I do here on this channel. Every week I do this live, so you know all these Blu-ray videos, and we could talk here as well. So I don't know if you've noticed, but the live chat is completely open. You can go ahead and talk to me about these movies, talk to me about the filmmaking, or your fan. Basically, this is just for like straight up fans. This and Blu-ray unboxings as well. You know, you can just geek out here and talk about the movie and everything that like that as well. So today, the first movie we're going to be talking about is Space Jam: A New Legacy. Now, my kid is about to be 5 years old this month, and today is his uncle's birthday too. So happy birthday to him, and we're going to be going to celebrate that after this as well. But my son is a huge fan of Space Jam: A New Legacy, and I was a huge fan growing up with the original. The soundtrack was such a big deal for me. I used to sing it in the shower, and my parents used to try to catch me and all that stuff doing that, and it was crazy. Let me know down below in the comments down below in the live chat if you were one of those Space Jam kids as well. Excuse me, I'm just getting some water. And as you can see here, this is the Blu-ray copy of it, and then I'm gonna show the 4K cover. The covers are a little bit different. So as you can see here, the 4K cover. I like the whole the I don't know, the silver basketball thing and all that stuff. It kind of goes with the 4K black and white silver kind of look to it. I do have the back end here for the 4K, so we are going to talk about the special features and everything like that. I know this film gets a lot of hate and all that stuff. I am going to spend some time talking to you about the making ofs and all that stuff and things I know about the film as far as like how they made the film. You could also check it out here on this channel. I do a lot of getting a lot of B-roll and everything like that, and interviews, and editing them together, creating my own behind the scenes here for Greenlight, which is kind of like a strategy that TV production uses. Is so basically I'm saying all this, just outing what I do, because again, this channel is all about filmmaking and learning about that kind of stuff. So, and stuff that I'm doing currently. So I'm currently doing this because this is something that for me, it just falls in line exactly with what I like, and I get to kind of have that conversation. Eventually, I would love to have more of me involved in those videos, but I'm not. I'm more introducing them at the moment and all this stuff. So let me know down below in the comments down below, or in the live chat if that interests you. You could also check it out. It's called On Set with Greenlight. There's a whole playlist with a bunch of them on there. My free guy is actually doing pretty good. So we are zoomed in here of the 4K of Space Jam, New Legacy. And as you see, automatically there are special features and a bunch of them as well to be used to check out as well. The first one is 4 fun featurettes. First quarter game on. So this is basically gonna split up all 4 of them and tell you what each featurette is. So when they say that it's a featurette, especially when it comes to Warner Brothers, I usually expect it to be kind of lengthy and a lot of information really given in how they created the film and a lot of the technical aspects of it and all. So the first thing I see here is 4 fun featurettes. So first quarter, game on. And then they have second quarter, teamwork. Third quarter, out of this world. Fourth quarter, the looniest. Yeah, so game on would definitely mean, I think they're probably going to go in order and just be in pre-production. Teamwork is probably going to be the casting of everything as well. And then the third quarter, out of this world, most likely will get into production. And then the looniest could get more into everything with the cast of the Looney Tunes and all that stuff, and that's probably like specifically talking about that, or anything to do with maybe even effects or anything to do with that. The stuff that I have here on this channel is a lot of it has to do with the stage of them filming the actual basketball game, the main game at the end. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to be doing that constantly in these. I think in the first 2 for sure. First 2 quarters, definitely going to get into pre-production or into all the way getting into the actual production. But I believe this out of this world has to be production and everything. So maybe Out of This World and the Looniest are both going to go into that. So expect that in there. Let me know in the comments down below if you found anything different. I'm not expecting it to be all that different, but I like this movie. I don't know. I was a fan of the first one. When we saw this together, we had a good time. Me, my son, and my wife, and we had a great time. My wife loved it. I mean, it's nothing better to ask as a family for a good family film, just to have fun with their family. I mean, there's so many films coming out right now and being pushed out, but they're all adult films, and even before the pandemic, there wasn't enough kids films. And when you have a child, you realize how many kids films there really are. And I was always a fan of these kids movies when I was a kid, even growing up as a teen and all that stuff, all the way into an adult. I'm 33 now, so that says a lot. I still love them and I still enjoy these films, and I really enjoyed this one. So let me know down in the comments down below if you did as well. And then there's deleted scenes as well, but we're gonna skip that. I always say about deleted scenes are what end up in the cutting room floor, and it doesn't end up propelling the movie forward. So it kind of halts the story and slows down the whole movie, or kind of gets the audience to find out the ending before the ending's even, given. So, things like that you got to be aware of and stuff. So, this is another release for Space Jam: A New Legacy with the first Space Jam, and it's the 2-film collection on Blu-ray and digital code. And then we're gonna move on to quickly the steelbook. And this is the steelbook. It's kind of nice inside. It's reminiscent of the 4K steelbook that was released recently here. That was released recently on Best Buy as well for Space Jam 1, for the first one, for part 1. And it looks very similar. I like kind of the lighting and stuff in this with the neon and all that, and had this futuristic kind of weird computer kind of look to it. So it was really, really cool. I thought this steelbook in comparison to the first one. The first one was nice. I thought. If you go back on this channel and check that out when this came out, because I do this every Tuesday. So you can go back on history and then see what came out every Tuesday. So basically this, I did give it a good review of mine. I liked the first one because it was a classic basketball court on the front and the back and all that stuff. But inside, I believe it was like Bugs Bunny and then Chalk and them, the playboard and all that stuff, and them figuring out their plays and all that stuff. So I don't know. I kind of like this one. It opens up the world inside. I like the difference. I think it's pretty cool. Either way, I would so get both of them if I can afford them. If they weren't so expensive. So let's move on to the Target edition, which is more along the lines of maybe what I end up doing. Sometimes we go to Target. We're a Target family. That's all I can say. My shirt is from Target. If you haven't noticed, it's a Marvel shirt. You'll see it later. Only at Target. So it just comes with some playing cards, collectible character cards. This is something that Target does more or less way too often. This is a Blu-ray and it's not even the 4K. I kind of, I don't know. We've seen the movie on HBO Max, and we've seen it more than once already, and Logan has played the song to death for us like crazy. So I don't know, we may end up getting the Blu-ray at some point, or the 4K or something like that, but I think I might get this Blu-ray though, from Target with the cards, and then give the cards to Logan. Like, he would love that. I think he would love that. I don't know. This is the thing, when you have a kid, like, he would love that. Straight up. There's nothing else coming out as far as like in this release for Space Jam, but let me know which one you would purchase and which one you would get down in the comments down below or in the live chat. Make sure they're positive comments. Even if they're negative, don't, being harsh and all that stuff. It's just like, we get it. I get it. You don't like it and stuff like that. It is what it is. So we're going to move on to our next film. And all the films we're talking about here today have IMDb links in the description below. So go ahead in the description below and click on them, and you can check out the filmmakers, check out the cast and crew and all that. And you can check that out after this live stream. The next film we have out today on Blu-ray is Escape Room: Tournament of Champions. So this is the slipcover of the Blu-ray, and I didn't see any of the 4K or anything like that. It's starting to look like maybe they didn't get one out. Let me see here to make sure. So I'm going into Bluray.com if you want to know what I'm doing, and this is where I get all of these photos. So basically I have the slip, and there isn't really any other versions coming out. That's interesting. So this is a Sony Pictures releasing, and this is an extended cut of Escape Room Tournament of Champions. So it's kind of shocking that they don't have 4K or anything coming out, but it comes with theatrical version and extended cuts. So I'm expecting more than one extended cut than maybe like a a director's cut or something like that as well. Let's see. I zoomed in a little bit here. Let's see. Game Master exposed an extended cut. Ooh, okay. Includes alternate beginning and ending. All right, so it includes a lot of the versions of this movie, and it seems like the making of this film would just be so interesting. The only reason why I'm saying that is because this is a sequel to a very popular PG-13 horror thing, which is very popular in just in the movie world in Hollywood, of just making those movies and getting them and getting a lot of return from them. So a return meaning just making a lot of money back from it, because it's PG-13, more kids would go and see it than going to see your R-rated movie, which they would have to sneak in. Which I was one of those kids when I was a kid as well. Let me know down in the comments down below if you were one too, or in the live chat. So with this film, I believe, I don't know if they edited this, after the fact. Maybe they started pre-production, like after the pandemic and everything went down. Maybe they were in the middle of getting started with that, and then the pandemic happened. So, not too sure, the extent of what happened with this film, and how this may have affected them, how the pandemic may have affected them. But now I'm like curious of checking this out. So let me know your thoughts, and if you see any behind the scenes for this. I scoured the internet, and that's what I usually do for this. And I looked all over the place, and I couldn't find this anywhere for the back end of this, so we could talk about the special features. But let's move on. Let me know in the comments down below if you're going to purchase this film or any of these films we're talking about here today. And we have IMDb links for all these films too as well, so you can go ahead and check them out after this live stream. So let's move on. Fried Berry. So a Shudder original. This is a fresh, a certified fresh Rotten Tomatoes. It's saying a hard R version of E.T. So, Fried Berry. A cult, a destined film that you must see to believe. I don't know. Usually when they do all that kind of stuff, I'm curious to check it out just on the whole hard R version of E.T. and how it makes it a hard R version of E.T. And I'm wondering, is he like an alien or something, Fried Berry, or maybe Fried Berry's the person that's being summoned in the middle here. But this movie's out on Blu-ray. You can go ahead and check it out. I have IMDb links in the description below. I'm actually curious to checking this one out. Didn't click on this. I'm not such a big horror fan and all that stuff, but the whole sci-fi aspect of this film, it's got me intrigued enough to go and click on it and check out the trailer afterwards. So go ahead and check it out, and let's talk about this, and let's come back in the playback and hit me up and let me know what your thoughts are, and if you're gonna check it out. It's out now on Blu-ray today, so you can go ahead and check it out in the description below, where I have IMDb links for the trailer, for the cast and crew, and everybody in it. I love these type of Shudder originals. They're usually like $1 million pictures, just indie $1 million pictures. So those still to me are more or less Hollywood type movies. If you have $1 million for a movie, a budget for a movie, then you're doing pretty good in the industry, and have the right people you're talking to. I mean, unless you're doing it and that's just your one-off, and hope you get a chance to do it again. But that's usually what it is that I love to talk about here, and talk about independent filmmaking. So let's move on to our next film that's out on Blu-ray today. And our next film that's out on Blu-ray today is actually a genre of horror that I actually am a huge fan of. I've said it here once before. If you've checked out my FYE video, here you can go ahead and check it out with me and my family. Me and my wife and son, we went to FYE down in South Florida. I believe it was like in Naples or something like that in Florida. So we went out there for like a vacation and I saw that there was one, because there was never one in South Florida, in Miami, which is where I'm from. The last one I had seen out there was when I was a teen. So let me know down in the comments if you've ever been to an FYE or anything like that, or Specs Music and stuff like that. But basically, getting back into zombie movies, this is Night of the Animated Dead, and I believe this is like an animated recreation of Night of the Living Dead. Let me see here. So let me see. So we have a back end here too. So let me pull that up. All right, cool. So, all right, so I do have a back end here. I was kind of like getting this up, but I got a little. I guess I stopped talking or something because Amazon just showed up and dropped something off on my door step. So I'm gonna be finishing up very very soon to get that. As you can see, this is the back end of Night of the Animated Dead, which I believe it's completely so clever. I just believe that it's completely done with Night of the Living Dead. So I'm going to read the synopsis back here with it zoomed in. What begins as a simple visit to a grave site soon escalates into a night of sheer terror. In this dark animated retelling of the 1968 cult classic Night of the Living Dead, bloodthirsty zombies suddenly begin messing everywhere. Okay, so this is exactly what the Night of the Living Dead is, but an animated version. So, wow. Okay, so it looks like they even have the scene. I'm a huge fan of George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead and his original. I'm zooming in here now so we could talk about the special features and all that stuff too. But basically, there's an image here that's like a classic horror moment, and it's basically when they go to the gravesite, and I'm gonna zoom in right here, and it's to the left with this girl here, and this is when they see the first zombie walking around in the gravesite, and her boyfriend is like making fun of her and saying, he's coming to get you, Barbara, and all this stuff. That's where that comes from, and this is where you'll be able to see that. So if you've never seen the original black and white one, if you're an indie filmmaker and you're a micro budget filmmaker, you make your own films, short films, whatever have you, I really highly suggest to watch the original film. I really recommend checking this out. I'm really curious about checking this out. I'm probably gonna just go and rent it and pull it up on my phone or something after this and rent this and watch this, because I'm so down. This is really really cool. I'm really geeking out a little bit here, more than I expected to on this, and it's rated R. I'm just an animated fan. I'm a fan of animation, which I guess this is why like I'm into like kids movies too. But something like this, where we're in the world where like Family Guy is a big deal and all this stuff. I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not a fan of like American Dad and all that. Futurama was more my thing. Family Guy was funny though, but it's old. I got old for me. But this is beautiful. Like I can't wait for this. Making of animating the dead. So there's special features here is making of the animating dead. And I believe this is a Warner Brothers. Yeah, this is like a Warner Brothers release here. For the USA and Canada. That's what it basically is basically a release for USA. So this is definitely a Warner Brothers look in the back and all this stuff, and I believe I did see Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers is releasing this, so they have a making of. I'm expecting it to be 15, 20, 30 minutes. I'm hoping 30 minutes, but it could be a little less than that, and they're really going to get into most likely how they got the idea together and they put everything together for this release. I'm not even sure if this is even something through Warner Brothers Animation or not, but that would be really really cool if it was, because their animation team, which it kind of almost looks a little like this in the way things are drawn. If you ever look at Scooby Doo and their DC stuff, anything in the DC universe and stuff like that, kind of looks like this. But let me know down in the comments down below if this interests you. I'm really interested in checking this film out, at least for myself as a fan, especially since it's almost Halloween and all that. But let's move on. We have Night of the Animated Dead in the description below for you. You have IMDb links. You can check out the trailers, check out the cast and crew and everything like that as well. So let's move on to our next film. Our next film is out on Blu-ray today and is called 6 Minutes to Midnight. We do have a back end for this, so I'm kind of happy when I do get back ends for stuff. Not just to show the back of the artwork and it tells me more about the film or whatever have you. Most of the time I do check out the trailers. Sometimes I don't need to, more or less, because we're really trying to find out who has special features and what to expect from those movies. So I make sure I know enough about those movies, or I go and I find it for you even here live. I make sure I get even more information for you, even if I have to do it live. Let's whoops, I zoomed in already on this back end here. All right, let's look at the back end here, because I do have the back end here for this film, like I said. And let me zoom in, because there are behind the scenes featurette. So we're going to talk about what that means. So special features: behind the scenes featurette, audio descriptive track, and trailer. Okay, so this film, in the summer of 1939, influential females in Nazi Germany have sent their daughters to a finishing school. School in the English seaside town of Bexel on Sea to learn the language and ambassadors. Okay, so I believe this audio descriptive track is most likely, them, like the real people that these ladies are portraying, and basically in the real people that they're portraying is basically reiterating what had happened to them during that time in finishing school in 1939 when Nazi Germany, when Nazi took over Germany and all that stuff. So that's what that most likely is going to be getting into. And then behind the scenes featurette, whenever I say like behind the scenes by itself, or see making of by itself, those specifically are always trying to aim at the under 30 minutes type of meaty, behind the scenes type of thing. So it usually runs as low as 15, maybe even 10 minutes. Some companies do that. I just don't, I don't know if this one is going to be one of those, but the way they're writing it, it just seems like it's, it could be long, since it's an IFC film and Shout Factory releasing. It could have a pretty lengthy documentary back there, just because they're calling it behind the scenes featurette. It just adds more, because featurette is something that is like 15-20 minutes exactly, but it goes in with a bunch of other featurettes. So you'll see an S at the end of that word featurette. So whenever you see the S at the end of the word featurette, it just means plural. So it means there's more than one, and those things are like 10 to 15 minutes, like for sure. So behind the scenes is 15 to 20 or so, even with a making of by itself. But because they're putting behind the scenes featurette, yeah, it's more than likely that it could be a 15 to 20 minute type thing, and they're trying to dress it up. Or it could be a little bit more of a lengthy one. It could be 30 minutes to a 40-minute one. And that could be a very shocking, a very, very shocking one. I don't know, that kind of stuff I like. This is what I love about behind the scenes featurettes and these Blu-rays and DVDs. Sometimes you don't know, and that's why I do this channel, and that's why giving my 2 cents may help you. Alright, so let's see our next film today. So with all that being said, 6 Minutes to Midnight is out on Blu-ray today, and you can go ahead and check it out and find out about these special features and see how long that is. And when you do, go ahead and hit me up. Let me know in the comments down below, and let's have a conversation about that. So, moving on to our next film. And our next film releasing today is Broken Diamonds. Broken Diamonds is out today on Blu-ray, and you can go ahead and check it out in the description below. I have IMDb links for this film and for all the films we're talking about here today. And you can check out the filmmakers, check out the cast and crew and everything like that as well. So, let's move on to our next film. And our next film is another animated film, and it's an overseas film, also a Shout Factory film. So it's a Blu-ray and a DVD. It's a 2-disc. And it's called Little Vampire, Little Monsters, Big Adventures. Really cute. It looks kind of cool. I don't know if it's something I would show my kid, but it's a little dark, you feel me? Okay. Let's look at the back end here. And there is no making of or anything like that, but I will zoom in over here just to look at the artistry. And we could talk about the synopsis then. Little Vampire has been 10 years old for the last 300 years. Despite living in a haunted house with a merry group of monsters, he is bored to death. His dream, going to school to meet other kids. Oh, that's interesting. Unfortunately, his parents won't let him leave the mansion because they believe the outside world is way too dangerous. Interesting, I like that. What rating is this? Doesn't quite say the rating, but I do have IMDb links in the description below for this film. And I believe it's an over-the-seas film because it's Studio Canal. It could be a French film. Let me see here. La Rue du Can, La C, Cinéma Français. Yep. Yeah. I'm Hispanic, but I like French cinema, and I guess because I can understand, I could read it, but I can't really read it. I just get what they're saying or trying to say, and it's kind of like that with Portuguese too. All right, so this is a French film that's out now today. That's interesting. House on Haunted Hill back there, poster inside this kid's bedroom. Really, really cool. So let me know what your thoughts are about this film. And it's out now today on Blu-ray. You can go ahead and check it out. And in the description below, I have IMDb links for this film and for all the films we talk about here today. All right, so let's move on to our next film. And our next film today is another new release today. It's called Another Girl. Another Girl is out now on Blu-ray. It's a thriller about someone suspecting someone of cheating and finding out about the other girl, I guess. And I feel like I've watched a movie with me and my wife, and it was called The Other Woman. And that's one of her favorite movies, and it's with why can't I remember her name? Well, you probably know about that movie if you've heard of it. It's called The Other Woman. You can go ahead and check that out. But we like Leslie Mann. But I was trying to remember the main actress in it, and I can't remember her name for some reason, which is messed up because she's Cuban. So let me know down in the comments down below, or if I remember it later, I'll let you know on this live chat. So let's move on to our next film. Another Girl's out now on Blu-ray, so you can go ahead and check it out in the description below. I have IMDb links for this film and for the cast and crew as well. So we got another film out today, And our next film has a bunch of big celebrities in it. It has John Boyega from the Star Wars films, and this one's called Naked Singularity. I actually believe I've seen this trailer a while back, and it looked really really cool. And it's I believe it's a drama, and it's like I wouldn't say like a straight up drama. I think it's like a dramedy. Just it's not a comedy. I think it's a drama. But go ahead and check it out in the description below. I have IMDb links for this film and for all the films here today, and you could check out the casting crew as well as the trailer for this film. So we're gonna move on to our next film. Today, actually, that's the last. This is the last of our new releases today. Naked Singularity is the last of our new releases, and we're gonna move into our re-releases now for Blu-ray 4K. All right, and our first of the Blu-ray 4K is Halloween. And with Halloween coming around the corner very soon, no better way to start it with the original John Carpenter's Halloween. Now, I'm a big John Carpenter fan. If you've been on the channel here and you heard that we us talking about the thing, 4K Steelbook, which is something that I still have my eye out for, which is a copy I would like to get. I just loved the thing. I believe I saw the remake or something in theaters, and I liked the story and all that stuff, and I didn't mind the movie, but I felt like I wonder what a better version would be of this movie. And lo and behold, there is a remake of it by John Carpenter, so I watched it, and it was awesome. And I'm a huge fan of that one more, way more. And I do like the new one a little bit, just on it got me into it, I guess. But I don't think I would rewatch it. So Halloween. So this is really cool, and it comes, I'm sure, with a bunch of special features too. We do not have the back end here for Halloween. I tried looking around for it. There's no back end here in the making of for it, but I don't know. It would be so cool if there is. It says a collector's edition. I'm sure there is one. Let me know down in the comments down below or in the live chat if you do know if there's behind the scenes stuff, and let me know what there is. Or you could hit me up on Instagram and send me a pic of it on Instagram, and I'll talk about it next week. And even like showcase you for doing so. So thank you for that if you do that. So let's move on to our next film. Our next film is a film that I'm actually a fan of and have seen before, many times before, especially when it comes to a film school. It's called American Psycho. And this is actually a female director has done this film, and this is one of those phenomenal films that people don't even realize that a female director created this back in the day. But it was a big deal for us always in film school and all that, talking about it. It's one of those cult classic type movies. But basically, this is really cool. This is a steelbook, and it has a slipcover that's plastic. And then if you could see in the middle here, it takes off the skin. And I know this is kind of weird and stuff. I usually am not big on like horror films and stuff like that, but this is not a horror film. This is more, he is actually a psychopath, and it's one of those type of like serial killer type movies in the form of following the actual serial killer. So let's get into the back end here. Take some water real quick. All right. So here I have the back end, courtesy of Bluray Dan, a while back. I feel like he does know and stuff like that, but I take pictures of if he does have the back end of something I don't have or couldn't get from Bluray.com or Google or anything like that around on the internet. I looked around and I saw that he had the back end for this film. And that's really cool that he's even a fan of this film. I'm noticing that me and him have more of like similar interests. So this is why I kind of do that. And I love it because I get to talk about the films that I've already seen or am a fan of. So let's zoom in real quick here. I know it's a little blurry, but we're going to work with it. It's deleted scenes with optional director commentary, which I highly recommend seeing what she thought and how creating each scene and everything in this film. There's a lot of crazy scenes in this and classic cinematic film scenes in this. So I don't know how else to say it, but I highly recommend checking this out. So the next thing I see is American Psycho. Wait, hold on. So American Psycho from the book to screen. So yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That this is an actual book, and that's why it's so popular. And in the zeitgeist of everybody, it takes place, I believe, in the late '80s or something like that, and it's real interesting in the characters and everything like that in the world of business and them having their business cards, and it's a whole thing in this film, and it's really really cool. And I'm expecting American Psycho from book to screen. It seems like it says 4K only. Ooh, ouch. See, I had a feeling one day that was going to happen. It says audio commentary with the director. Um, uh, it's like recorded in 2018. So there's a new one that's recorded and it's only for 4K as well. So this is something that I was kind of dreading a little bit when it came to 4K, and I was expecting them to eventually do that. Is one of these studios was going to go on ahead and put their special features in the 4K section. It makes it that much harder for obviously anyone to bootleg or anything like that, but it does make it harder for anybody to even see it. Like I have a little portable Blu-ray player here, so that kind of hits me a little bit like, dang, that kind of sucks, because maybe eventually if they have a 4K portable 4K player, that'd be cool, But it looks like I couldn't play that behind the scenes of American Psycho without it being in 4K, which is interesting. So how long is this documentary going to be? If they're going from book to screen, it seems like they're going to be it's going to be a lengthy documentary. So I highly recommend checking this one out. Let me know in the comments down below. And then there's another thing here that says the 80s downtown, or what is that? Take 80s. Let me zoom in more. I don't know. It says 80s downtown. So I'm not sure if that. I know that has a lot to do, like what I was saying about the 80s and stuff like that. So that could be about their set design and set direction, or even costume design when it comes to the 80s, or just all of the above when it comes to the 80s. So they could be even talking about like street dressing and stuff like that as well when they go with the 80s downtown. So with all that being said, let me know in the comments down below if this interests you, and if you're looking to purchase this film, and let me know what your thoughts are about seeing 4K bonus features, and only 4K exclusive bonus features, which is kind of a first that I can remember. I don't think I've seen one yet. I've seen ones where there is a 4K version. You get both, either on Blu-ray and 4K, but this one is just like specifically only for 4K. So let's move on to our next re-release. And our next re-release is a bunch of films that together is 4-film pack of the Universal classic monsters. And I was excited really to get into this. So you see here, these are all these classic Universal monsters all together, and it has like this little like booklet type thing, but they all have special features. Each movie has special features. So this is Frankenstein, as you can see right here, with the special features. Let me see if I can like zoom in, like incredible zoom in, because this is a really good high res photo. Whoa, I can. Let's zoom it in. All right, the Frankenstein Files, How Hollywood Made a Monster, Karloff, The Gentle Monster, Monster Tracks, Universal Horror, Frankenstein Archives, Boo, a short film. Cool. Feature commentary with the film historian, Rudy Belma. Another historian, feature commentary. 100 Years of Universal Restoring the Classics, and then a trailer gallery. So a bunch of different versions of this film's trailer of Frankenstein. Very, very cool. So let me see if because we do have the back end here of this 4 movie pack, and then they each are being released on Steelbook. So we'll take a look at that real quick. Wow. Let me fix this here. All right, so as you can see there, and they're kind of telling you that there's special features for all of them, but it doesn't quite say specifics for each one. So that's why I was glad to see the Frankenstein one, because it seems like they're all having something. So let's zoom in here, and you see we get Dracula, we get the Dracula movie, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, and the Wolfman. And these are all the original ones. So there's a 1931 Spanish version of Dracula, and I believe Dracula and Frankenstein came around the same time, and then it was like the Wolfman and then the Invisible Man, or the other way around, or maybe they are putting it in the right order. And maybe they are putting it in the right order. I'm just saying it wrong. So maybe it's the Invisible Man, then the Wolfman. So, but if they're not, just know that I said it here. So let's move on from that of the 1931 Spanish version of the Dracula, and then there's behind the scenes documentary. All I know is that about the whole 1931 thing going back there is Frankenstein. I think it's 1931, but you can go ahead and check it out in the description below. I have IMDb links for all these films here as well. And then there's behind the scenes documentaries. So they're saying plural, like there's more than one for all of them. Featurettes on Bella Lugosi. I'm saying this so wrong. I'm so sorry. And then Boris Karloff and Lon Chaney Jr. So these are all actors that worked on each one of these movies. So I don't see any of their names on these posters exactly. So I don't know which ones is which, but that's really cool that there's even these movies are super super old, and for them to even have little documentaries or anything like that, even if they're done in modern time about them, it's just great to even have that information out in the open and how they made these classic films. A lot of these effects and stuff like that, which is why I love older black and white feature films and stuff like that, is you can do them nowadays, and you can actually be more effective with them now. And it's just like little things, and even doing things with like fishing wire and stuff like that, which is what they used to do back then all the time. They do it nowadays. You could do it nowadays and take out that fishing wire like it's nothing. And even now with the Invisible Man, you can do something like that nowadays. And that's something they did back then very, very effectively. They did an effective render of a man without a head, basically, and he was Invisible Man. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, this is something that's great for any filmmaker, anybody that's just getting into film, to check out and learn from, and learn a lot from. So, obviously you would have to enjoy these films, I guess, or enjoy this type of filmmaking back in the day and stuff like that, to appreciate how they did the making ofs. But I digress. So let's move over to feature commentaries. So that's really cool. So there's feature commentaries like we read with Frankenstein, and the Frankenstein commentaries were historians, film historians, and stuff like that. So they'll be talking about each one of these movies, which is what I'm expecting. So let's move into, it says theatrical trailers and more. So more could be stills, and I wouldn't say any like major deleted scenes, but there could be stuff. So who knows? Which is really, really cool. But I didn't see anything like that with the Frankenstein. It was just more of like a bunch of different trailers or something. So let's move into the steelbooks. And the first one we're going to talk about is Dracula steelbook, which is kind of sweet. It's classic. It looks sweet though with the back here. the whole steps and everything like that, and then yeah, it's kind of crazy. And it looks good, like the whole black and white looking on on the steelbook, and they're all kind of more or less similar. So let's check out Frankenstein. So we got Frankenstein here. Yeah, I like the whole smoke. I think that's what it is. I like that smoke on the bottom edges of the back of the steelbook, kind of like the Hitchcock stuff where they put their universal thing there, but the smoke is kind of giving it a vignetting look to their film, to their photo of their steelbook. So let's look at the Wolfman, which is what I have next here. Very nice. Very nice. I like the stills that they're picking inside. Very classic, very specific look. It's not overdoing it or showing off any kind of like, they're just making it look good instead of making it so old looking in a sense. Black and white I don't believe is like old in a sense or old looking in a sense. It just gives it a certain feel and look. And then the Invisible Man, it was kind of hard to get, so I went and looked all over the place and on Google to go and find it, so we can at least see the front end of the Invisible Man, which is very classic, again with the smoke on the bottom and stuff like that. It's kind of what they have with the other ones, and I'm expecting the back end to look like that too. I wish I could see what the back art looked on this one, but it's okay. So let's move on, and we're done with the Blu-rays that are out today. But let me know in the comments down below any one of these Blu-rays that you're gonna pick up. I'm gonna check out the live chat and see if anybody's on the live chat. No one's on the live chat today, but thank you for checking out this channel here today. And if you're interested in anything with filmmaking or anything to do with smartphone filmmaking and stuff like that, I'm currently using my iPhone 12 Pro as a webcam, and I'm going to be introducing more of a cinema camera, a film cinema camera, very, very soon on this channel as well. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you like these types of videos, if you enjoy talking about filmmaking and Blu-rays and everything like that. My green light ran out of battery here next to me while we were talking about all the Blu-rays and the special features and things we can learn from them and all that. Just kind of just went out on me, so sorry about that, but oh, my bad. So sorry about that. I noticed that in the middle of it and stuff like that, so just to let you know. But I'll catch you later. Again, this is this Target shirt that I got here. Me and my wife kind of like it. I kind of like the, what is it called, like the table of contents of Marvel or something like that. Basically I'm reading it upside down, but it has all the classic Marvel characters and everything like that in their classic form, from the comic books and their way that they're drawn in the comic books and stuff. But I'll catch you later. I'll see you later this week, and we're going to be talking about more filmmaking stuff. Don't forget to check out, I have Venom, behind the scenes of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and many other videos, so go ahead and check those out, and unboxing of Justice League, so check those out. I'll see you here next time. Later.